we're going to go over to the state's attorney's letter. I have the actual letter that Marcos Lopez, not Mario. So this first thing we have here is, this isn't the letter. This is the actual summons. We'll get to the letter next. In the county of the 9th Judicial Circuit of the state of Florida, in and for Osceola County civil summons, FDL agency, and then the number, in the name of Osceola County, Florida, the undersigned certifies that he has just and reasonable cause to believe and does believe that on March 2nd, 2024, Sheriff Marcos Lopez, Hispanic male, driver's license number, date of birth 2/21/1969. Madeline went missing 5 days after his birthday, and he still thought he deserved a photo. Failed to comply, not that that even matters. I don't even know what I'm talking about. And Osceola County committed the following offenses. Failed to comply with Florida public records laws, making a photograph that depicts the killing of a minor, confidential and exempt from public disclosure. And then it lists the statutes he's in violation of. Did publish a photograph depicting the killing of a minor, to wit, Madeline Soto. Chief Assistant State Attorney Ryan Williams, Office of the State Attorney, 9th Judicial Circuit. You must appear at a county court judge in the county court of Osceola County, Florida. And then it doesn't give the date on here, but as you can see, he signed it. So the next thing is the letter. Let's get that open. This dude's a bad dude. Not digging it at all. Not at all. So this is from Andrew Bain, the state attorney here in Florida. Let's read through this. Sheriff Marcos Lopez. This was written on July 8th of 2024. My office received and reviewed the investigation conducted by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement regarding the allegation you violated Florida public record laws by publicly disclosing a photograph depicting the killing of a minor victim. Having reviewed the available evidence and interviews, including the interview you provided on the topic, we reached the conclusion that there is insufficient evidence to show that your release of the photograph was, quote, willfully and knowingly posted to social media. Criminal proceedings are therefore not appropriate under Florida statute section 119.102. Florida statute section 119.101A, however, makes any violation of Florida public records laws a non-criminal infraction, punishable by a fine of up to $500. Accordingly, my office will file the civil infraction for the release of the photograph in violations of sections 119.071 and 119.0712, whatever, in the near future. Members of my team will reach out and communicate with you explaining the details of that process. I also write today to discuss another concern I have regarding some facts revealed by FDLE's investigation into the matter above. The investigation indicates that on March 2nd, 2024, you called Kissimmee Police Chief Betty Holland and told her the photograph of the deceased minor victim you posted was published by mistake. You further apologized for publishing the photograph to the public. You then testified under oath to investigator Fran Quiz on April 1st, 2024. You told investigator Fran Quiz you had pictures of the body sent to your personal phone so you could compare the clothing on the body to what the victim was last seen wearing. There is therefore evidence you knew there was a body that might be the victim on March 1st, 2024, and certainly knew the body was the deceased victim by the time of your interview on April 1st, 2024. Significantly, the FDLE investigation also noted an interview you conducted on March 26, 2024, 5 days before your sworn interview with WDBO, where you said the following in response to a question about the apology your agency issued for your release of the photograph of the victim. Quote, as to the photo, there was an apology issued, but it wasn't actually the body. It was an area of interest where there was a body found. No one ever came out and directly said it was the victim. End quote. We are having difficulty squaring the statements you made to Chief Holland and FDLE with the assertion you publicly made that the photo you possessed and disclosed, quote, wasn't actually the body. Pursuant to our ethical obligations under Brady versus Maryland, the Office of the State's Attorney Brady ID system requires our office to inform defense counsel via notice of the existence of information, including all sustained findings in personnel records for untruthfulness and any other information the SA09 learns and believes affects the credibility and or truthfulness of a recurring state witness. You are likely aware that you qualify not only as a recurring witness, but also a witness in the underlying case, given your entrance into a crime scene. Please therefore consider this, my formal request, that your agency conduct an internal investigation into whether your inconsistent statements constitute a violation of Osceola County Sheriff's Office Policy and Procedures Number 341.0, Standards of Conduct. Given your position as head of that agency, if you feel the investigation would be more appropriately conducted by FDLE, I would certainly understand. Once our office receives the results of the investigation, my office will determine whether your inclusion in the Brady notification system is appropriate. The absence of any investigation will result in our office making a determination with the evidence currently in our possession. So they're saying he's going to end up on a Brady list, possibly, unless they can prove otherwise, which means it makes him not very credible as a witness in court. So that's not really someone you would want leading your county in law enforcement either. So do I think he should have a stricter punishment? Absolutely. Absolutely. So here we have his hearing. Which isn't until December. Well after the election's over, right? So here is the docket. Code enforcement fine, public records violation for a public officer. I mean, we shouldn't even see a sheriff as a defendant, right? We shouldn't even see a sheriff as a dependent. Ever. Or defendant, not dependent. Right. Why was he trying to compare clothing? Why would he need to do that? He wasn't the investigating agency. I don't know. But this was filed 7/15. The summons was issued, and then we just read the summons. I thought it said December on here. Hold on. Oh, yeah, 12/20. Yep. 5 days before Christmas. 12/20/2024 at 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Gabrielle Sanders Morency in courtroom 5E, Osceola County. Good morning, Olive. Cops protect cops no matter what, says Karen Sorrentino. FBI needs to be involved in all these shady cases. Well, the FBI is shady too. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I'm getting a cold or something. Yeah, just a few days ago. Yes, it's crazy town. We have one more video on this, and then we're going to watch this human trafficking bus here. That is actually live right now. We're going to pick it up, but hold on. There's an updated video on this guy, on this Osceola. Okay, yeah, here's another video I wanted you guys to see. Hold on.
Today we are hearing from the Osceola County Sheriff about a photo of 13-year-old Madeline Soto's body he posted on social media.
He explained to West 2's Megan Mulatto how it all happened.
Osceola County Sheriff Marco Lopez is speaking out after accidentally posting a photo of 13-year-old Madeline Soto's body on social media in March. Though the sheriff's office was not the lead agency in the investigation into her disappearance, he says it was his team that found what they thought could have been her body.
The major on the scene was actually the person who sent me the photograph. And it's our protocol, I'm the sheriff. You know, we do this.
He says the photo was also entered into evidence. The next day, he says it was accidentally included in a post about seniors on his Instagram page.
Accidentally, when I posted the senior photo array, that was the last picture in the photo array. And it was brought to my attention like 10 minutes later, and I immediately took it.
You are a disgrace. An absolute disgrace.
It down. You know, and I immediately notified legal.
This led to an investigation by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
So he went on this talk show, this Orlando morning show, and he said it was a body, but no one said it was the victim. But then he's saying that he was going to compare clothing because he's a liar. And Myron, if you're listening, you were spot on about this dude. Spot on, Myron.
Town, dude.
I don't trust him. He's got Play-Doh lips. I don't like him. And quite frankly, I think he should step down because he had the nerve to sit there and say, as a father, you know, we all feel the loss of Madeline. No, the fuck you don't, Sheriff Lopez. You're a disgrace. You've been a disgrace since 2003, and you need to go. I mean, these people have no shame. They just sit there behind their little, you know, cloak of protection and have no shame whatsoever.
Which found there wasn't enough evidence to show the photo was posted on purpose, resulting in the state attorney filing a non-criminal citation of up to $500 for violating public records laws, which the sheriff says he plans on paying.
It makes me so mad.
Sheriff Lopez says after FDLE finished their investigation, his office received a letter from the state attorney confirming that criminal charges wouldn't be filed. But on the back of that letter, there's also a request for an internal investigation. It says it's a formal request.
So who investigates the sheriff? Okay, so if the state's attorney says, hey, sheriff, you need to investigate yourself, who does it? I mean, is this some kind of a joke? It shouldn't be a choice for him to be able to investigate himself. Okay, how about every person you fucking arrest, you let them investigate themselves? Why is he above the law? See, this is wrong. This is wrong in my opinion. Put a 1 if you think this is wrong. Put a 2 if you think that there should be more action taken and immediately. He is supposed to be an example. He's supposed to be a role model. He's supposed to be following the law, enforcing the law, protecting that county. I would go, if I lived in that county, and demand he resign. Why do they get away with this? It's terrible. Play-Doh, he does. He's awful. There's got to be better men than this. He doesn't need to step down. He needs to be fired. Yeah, he shouldn't even get an opportunity to step down. I mean, they wonder why people are losing faith in law enforcement. I've always backed the blue, and I do. There's bad seeds everywhere. But I'm going to tell you something. The more that I see, the sicker I feel. And I'm one that's always been fair. I get why people hate politicians. I get why people hate politics. I get why people have no faith in law enforcement. And if I was Madeline Soto's family, I'd sue the pants off that guy. He wouldn't have a job or a house or anything when I got through with him. If that was my daughter or my granddaughter, I can tell you that. And I would have spoke out the minute that dude leaked it. Because you know what? That might help Stearns. What else? He entered the crime scene. This crooked cop entered the crime scene. What's a defense attorney going to use? This motherfucker is going to be a thorn in the side of Madeline Soto's justice. He ought to be ashamed. He ought to hang his head down and walk away. I don't get it. There should be an investigation by FDLE immediately as soon as that fucking picture was posted. What do you mean there was nothing criminal done? He posted it alongside "Great Day with Seniors" with an angel. With a halo emoji. Fuck this guy. When you're a sheriff, you double check. You don't cut corners. What other corners has he cut? You know what I'm saying? He can't even double check a fucking social media post when he knows he has sensitive photos on his phone. The dude's a slack. The dude's lazy. He's too worried about his next photo op with his SWAT team. It makes me so mad. Bye, John Lennon. You have a great day. Imagine there's no countries. I love that song, John Lennon. Have a good one. Oh, it makes me so mad. He should have a higher standard. Not be above the law. He should hold a higher standard. I just can't believe the audacity. The good ones are hardly covered on the news. I know, Explorer, and they are out there. They are out there. Oh, God, if that was us at our jobs, we'd be fired. You're going to haunt other channels. Well, you're haunting with some good messages, John. You can feel good about that today. What was he going to do with it? Cricket, right. What was he going to sell it on the dark? What was he going to do? Kels, thank you for buying the merch. I thanked you in the beginning. I don't think you were here yet.